Hi GXS Warriors, it's Alyssa here and welcome to our Advent series. Advent is a time leading up towards Christmas as we prepare our hearts in honor of the birth of Jesus. So I'm so excited because I get to kick us off in the first week of Advent and I will be leading us with the theme of hope. So what is hope? In the Old Testament, there are two Hebrew words that are translated into hope. The first one is yakal, which means to wait for, much like when Noah was in the ark waiting for the flood to subside. The second word is kavah, which also means to wait, but more about the tension when you're waiting in expectation. So in the Bible, hope means to either wait for or be in expectation and anticipation. Today's class is a Grace Flow class titled Hope That Was Planted. You might need a block for today's class. If you don't have one, a cushion is just fine. Let's begin.
Alright, today we're going to start off with some meditation to begin with. So we're going to come into a comfortable seated position. If your hips are feeling a little bit tight, grab the block and just hop onto it, or maybe sit on a cushion or a pillow. We're going to start with some breathing exercise to begin with. So sitting up nice and tall, draw the crown of your head up towards the sky, relax your shoulders down away from your ears, and just relaxing your hands down, or maybe one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart center. If you're comfortable to, just close your eyes and just start to find your breath. As you inhale, just feel your belly rise and press against your hand. Now as you exhale, just feel the belly draw back towards the spine. Start to relax your facial muscles, relax your jaw. And start to notice maybe the muscles between your eyebrows are tensing up. Try to relax deeper into this pose. And as you inhale, feel your belly rise and feel the air come all the way up towards the chest. Long exhale. Again, all the way up towards the chest and exhale. This time as you breathe in, expand your belly, feel the air come up towards the chest and towards your throat. Long exhale. One more time like that. Expand the belly. Come up towards the throat. Long exhale. And then slowly find your breath here. Staying in this three-part breath as I lead us into a bit of meditation. Today's theme is hope that was planted. Hope was planted long ago in the Old Testament. Prophets foretold of a Savior who would redeem us from brokenness in this world. It was recorded that the prophet Isaiah rejoiced in this hope. In Isaiah 53, verse 5, it says that, "But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed." This hope that was anticipated, hope doesn't mean that our life is smooth sailing. It doesn't mean that our current circumstances might change. But hope means that we trust in God's goodness as we wait in expectation and anticipation. Just take a moment to just breathe that in. Slowly release your hands and just crack open your eyes if you have them shut. And we'll just slowly move on to a kneeling position. Just put away the block or the cushion, if you have that, on the mat, and come into a tabletop position. We're just going to start off by warming up our wrists. So having our wrists underneath our shoulders and just placing our index fingers on the mat first, pointing them straight forward to 12 o'clock and spreading the fingers out to the side. fanning them out. We're going to just shift our weight back and forth just to warm up and stretch our wrists and forearms. And then now we're going to point our fingers outwards and then shift our weight side to side. So you start to feel some stretch there in the forearms and the wrist. And then now fingers pointing straight back towards the knees. And then just sit back a little bit, breathing. And then slowly we're going to come onto our fists. And then we're going to open out one hand so that the back of the hand comes down onto the mat. And then come back into fist, other side. And then just alternate here. Breathing, sink it to your breath. It's really important to warm up our body before we get into poses or start to really come into, I guess, a sweaty workout. If not, it's really easy to injure ourselves. All right, and then place our palms back onto the mat, index fingers pointing forward. We want to press our knuckles down, especially our index fingers, knuckles, and then lift the base of our hands up and then come back down. Start to strengthen the wrist a little bit here. You start to feel the forearms working a little as well. Lifting, let's do 5 more. 5, 4, breathe in, lift, exhale down. 3, 2, and 1, and slowly release. Sink back, sit back into your heels, interlace your fingers, and do some wrist rolls here, one direction, and then the opposite direction. Very good. All right, we're going to warm up our ankles a little bit now. So we're just going to start off by bringing our big toes to touch. Your hands can be on the floor, on the mats if you need support, and we're going to lift the knees up. Maybe it just comes up a millimeter, that's okay, as long as you feel it stretch in the front of your feet. And then slowly lower down. Then we're going to curl the toes, sit back into the heels, and then alternate between these two poses. If you don't need your hands, then you can do it without the hands. Makes it a little bit more challenging. Let's do a few more rounds at your own pace. Syncing it to your own breath. Don't have to rush it. It's not a race. One last one. And slowly release. All right, so now our wrists are warmed up, our forearms are warmed up, our ankles are warmed up. We're gonna warm up our spine a little bit. So come back into our tabletop position. Remembering that our index fingers are pointing straight forward. And now keeping our knees hip distance apart directly underneath our hips. We're gonna do a few rounds of cat-cow. So as we breathe in, we're gonna lift the chest, lift the gaze, but don't drop the head all the way back. Just looking up slightly at an angle, tilting the tailbone up. Breathe in. As we exhale, round the spine, draw the tailbone down towards the back of our knees. Tuck the chin in. Bring your gaze to your knees or your navel. Breathe in again, lift. Expand the belly, exhale, round the spine. And again, breathe in, lift. Long exhale. And then now a few more rounds at your own pace. Don't have to follow my breath, just follow your own breath. Find your rhythm. As you round your spine, I want you to really imagine yourself pressing your palms into the mat, pushing your chest away from the mat. Everyone come back to neutral now. Very good. Awesome. Now we're going to start to get a little bit more movement and start our flow. So we're going to reach our left arm forward first, extend the right leg back, pressing the ball of the right foot back. Now in this pose, a lot of times we start to sink our chest down or our belly down. I want you to really curl the tailbone in a little bit, engage your core here, working our core. We're going to tuck the elbow and knee in, draw it in, maybe round the spine a little, squeeze the core tight. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, draw it in. Breathe in, extend. Exhale, draw in. Extend, reach out with hope. Draw in with faith. Are there areas of your life that you need to reach out with hope? Or maybe draw in with faith? Extend out, hold it there. And then now I'm going to bend the right knee Reach the left arm back and grab onto the right foot. I'm going to try to spin our chest to face forward. Press the right foot into that left hand. Slowly you lift the right knee up and take a nice back bend. And maybe it won't go up too high, maybe it's just all the way down here, that's totally okay. As long as you feel a nice stretch in the quads, your chest, left shoulder. One more breath in here. Exhale, slowly release, don't release too fast. I'm gonna lower the left hand down onto the mat first, and we're gonna tuck that right knee in towards the chest and step through between our hands. Maybe even slide that left knee a little bit further back so you allow space for your hips to sink down for your low lunge. As you breathe in, reach your arms up. Exhale, lower your hands down. Now purposely leave some space in the front because we need the front of the mat for this flow. I'm going to curl the back toes, lift the back knee up, and we're going to lean our weight forward. Tuck that left knee in towards our chest. Now this could be a little bit difficult, so if you stumble a little bit, that's totally okay. Using your core strength, bring that left knee in, and extend the left leg all the way forward. And if you needed your hands to help, or maybe you dropped onto the mat, that's okay. Get back up and we'll continue. Now coming into our pistol squat, which can be quite difficult. If you need to sit onto the mat, you can do so. If not, arms stretch forward, roll the shoulder blades back. One more breath in, exhale, slowly release. Sit onto the mat, very good. Now we're going to bring our left hand behind our hips. Not too far back, just a little bit, just maybe 1 inch behind. And then we're gonna drop the outside edge of the left foot to the left side. Then we're going to press through the right foot and the left palm. We're going to lift the hips up, come into wild thing. Reaching the right arm all the way back. Try to keep that left shoulder stacked over the left wrist. From here, find your balance as we slowly lift the right leg up, 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 and step all the way back to the back of the mat. Now we're doing this flow nice and slow to begin with, and then later we're going to flow a bit faster. So here we're going to rise up for crescent lunge. Breathe in. Lengthen the spine. Back knee is lifted. Exhale, open up for warrior two. Remember to rotate your thighs outwards in our warrior two pose to open up the hips. From here, we're gonna lift the arms up, straighten out the right leg, turn the right foot to face the left. From here, we're gonna slowly fold forward, all the way down. Feel the lengthening of the back of the legs. Try to hinge from the hips. Right hand comes down onto the mat in the center. Left arm reaches up, take a twist here, shoot the fingers up towards the sky. Then from here, we're gonna bend the left knee slightly, shift your weight to the front of the mat, and we're gonna slowly lift the right leg up. Take that right leg between your right hand and the left leg and extend it all the way forward. Sit the hips down, hands come behind the thighs, lift both legs up, or maybe keep one leg down. Up to you, take your boat pose variation. If you can straighten your legs, go for it. Roll the shoulder blades back, lift the chest. One more breath in here. Exhale, slowly roll back. We're gonna go up and down, massaging our backs a little bit. A few more times, get some momentum because we need to roll all the way up to a forward fold. Are you ready? Roll back and up, feet on the mat. Lift the hips up, forward fold. Making sure that your feet are hip distance apart and your toes are pointing straight forward. If you've rolled off the mat, get back onto the mat. Come into our ragdoll pose, hands on opposite elbows, and just rock side to side, shifting your weight forward towards the front of the mat, front of your feet, so the ball of your feet, almost like you're falling forward slightly, but you're just feeling the lengthening of the back of your legs here. Just breathing here. How can we be like the people before us? Like the people in the Old Testament who anticipated and waited in expectation for a Savior. They just trusted God's promise. Are there things in your life or areas in your life where you've given up hope? Just allowing the tension to just roll off your spine here, roll off your neck and your shoulders. Maybe you're carrying some burdens. You've lost hope. I want you, as you exhale, just breathe that out. Any lies that maybe the devil has been speaking over you. Taking away hope. Because we serve a good God. And often when we lose hope, it's because we start to doubt. We doubt We doubt the goodness of God. And so if there's any doubts that you have, I want you to just breathe that out and just let that roll off on the mat today. Surrender it. Release your hands and then slowly roll yourself up to standing. Want to sweep the arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. Lift your gaze. Exhale, fold forward, all the way down, hinging from the hips. Halfway lift as you inhale, lengthen your spine and roll your shoulder blades back. Exhale, lower your hands down, step back into high plank. Hinge forward, bring your shoulders past your wrists. We're gonna hug the elbows in, lower down halfway or all the way, press up into cobra or upward facing dog. Remember, in either of them, it's a back bend, so roll the shoulder blades back and chest forward. Breathe in here. Exhale, round the spine, squeeze through the core, curl your toes, press back into downward facing dog. Maybe you need to bend your knees a little in downward facing dog. That's totally okay. Come onto your knees. And then bring your hands closer. Come back into our tabletop position. Maybe shuffle yourself back a little bit because we do need the front of the mat. And again, we're gonna do the other side now. Now right arm reaches forward, left leg extends back, pressing the ball of the left foot backwards. Maybe engage your core a little bit. Almost feels like you're rounding the spine a little bit just to really suck the belly in, feel the core engage, and then tuck elbow and knee in. Extend out, breathe in. Exhale, draw it in, crunch the core, extend out. Crunch it in. Reaching out, draw in with faith. Breathe in hope, draw in with faith. A few more times at your own pace. And I like to just look around 5 inches in front of me on the mat so that I keep a long, flat spine. A lot of times we're tempted to maybe look straight ahead of us, so our head is lifted, but we want to keep a nice long line from the crown of the head all the way to our sacrum. Okay, now we're going to bend the left knee, reach the right arm back, grab hold of that left foot. Maybe that's enough for you. Find your edge. If you feel comfortable to come deeper into the pose, press the left foot into the right hand and slowly roll that right shoulder blade back, lifting that left knee up. You should feel a deep stretch in the chest, the quads, maybe even your right shoulder. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly release. Remember, the key word is slowly. So you don't release out of it and injure yourself by accident. Right hand comes down first. We're going to tuck that left knee in and step through between the hands. Maybe even shuffle that right knee a little bit further back. Maybe your back foot is touching the floor. That's okay, because more importantly, we need the front of the mat later. And then sink the hips down. Sweep the arms up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. We're going to lower our hands down, framing our front foot. Then from here, we're going to curl the back toes, lift the back knee up, and shift our weight forward slightly onto our front leg. From here, we're going to bring that right knee in towards the chest, squeeze the core nice and tight, and then slowly extend the right leg forward. And maybe you sit straight onto the mat. That's okay. If you have it in your practice, then come into your pistol squat. Roll the shoulder blades back. One more breath in. Exhale, sit down onto the mat. Very good. All right, right hand comes behind your hips. We're going to turn the right foot out to the right side so the outside blade edge is touching the mat. From here, we're going to press through our left foot and right hand, and we're going to slowly lift the hips up. Maybe come onto the tippy toes on the back leg. Left arm reaches all the way back, lengthening the left side of the body. From here, find your balance. Slowly lift the left leg up off the mat. Nice and controlled. We're going to slowly step the left foot all the way back. And then we're going to come into our crescent lunge. Breathe in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, open up for warrior two. Rotate those thighs outwards, really opening up the hips. Then we're going to slowly reach the arms up, straighten out the left leg. Turn the left toes to face the right. From here, slowly fold forward. Hinging from the hips, feel the lengthening of the legs. Left hand comes onto the mat, right arm reaches up, take a twist. Then from here, we're going to slowly bend the right knee, shifting our weight to the right leg. Left leg lifts up, thread it between the left hand and the right leg. Sit the hips down onto the mat. Both hands grab onto the thighs if you need. If not, come straight into whichever boat pose variation you want to come into. Roll the shoulder blades back, lift the chest, breathing in. And then slowly rock back and forth, back and forth. Get some momentum. Remember, we need to come into our forward fold. And then both feet on the mat, lift the hips up, fold forward. Slowly roll ourselves up to standing. Sweep the arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, we're gonna fold forward, hinging from the hips. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, lower the hands down. We're gonna hop back or step back, up to you. Hinge forward, flow through. Take your flow, maybe cobra, maybe up dog. Breathe in. Exhale. Downward facing dog, paddle it out. Nice work. Shifting your weight backwards, pressing your chest back towards your thighs. Very good. And then lower onto your knees. We're going to come into child's pose for a moment here, just to reset our breath. Maybe resting your forehead onto the mat, reaching your arms either forward, or maybe you can reach your arms backwards. Having your palms face up. Like a child who anticipates or waits in expectation as they are ready to unwrap a gift. Can we be like a child who anticipates in expectation, full of hope in God's goodness? Let us be reminded of Isaiah, the prophet, who was rejoicing in that hope of a Savior who was going to come and redeem the brokenness of this world long before it even happened. Sometimes God just gives us a glimpse of what will happen. Okay, as we look back, it can remind us of how God is a faithful God. So don't lose hope. Don't lose sight of hope. Slowly come up, come back into our tabletop position. This time we're going to flow it one more time, and we're going to do a little bit faster. So we're going to extend the left arm forward, right leg back. We're going to do 3 times as we crunch the elbow into the knee. Extend out, inhale, exhale, tuck in. Again, and tuck in. Extend out one more time, and then reach back, grab onto the back foot. We're going to press the right foot into the left hand and take a heart opener. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly release. Left hand comes down. Tuck the right knee in. Step through between the hands. Maybe shuffle the left knee a little bit further back. Sink the hips down. Reach the arms up. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the hands down. Frame the front foot. Curl the back toes. Lift the back knee up. Tuck the left knee in. Twist the chest. Extend forward. Pistol squat. Slowly sink down. I'm going to drop the left foot out to the left. Left hand comes behind the hips. And then we're going to slowly press through the right foot, come into wild thing. Reach the right arm all the way back. Find your balance. Slowly lift the right leg up. Slow and steady. Step the right foot back. And then we're going to slowly rise up for crescent lunge. Breathe in here. Exhale, open up for warrior 2. Rotate those thighs outwards. And then we're going to reach the arms up, straighten out the right leg. Turn the right foot to face the left. Slowly fold forward here. Right hand comes down to the mat in the center. Left arm reaches up, take a twist. Bend the left knee slightly. I'm going to lift the right leg up, extend all the way forward, sit the hips down. Hands come behind the thighs, or maybe come into your own variation of both pose. And then rock back and forth 3 times. 1 and 2. Third time, come into forward fold. And 3, lift the hips up high, fold forward. Roll yourself up to standing, sweep the arms overhead, take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, lower the hands down, step, hop, or jump back, flow through. Take your flow. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Onto your knees, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, making sure that your index fingers are pointing straight forward, gripping the mat with your finger pads. Let's come to the other side. Right arm reaches forward, left leg extend back. Keep the core tight, tuck in, drawing in. Reach out for hope. Draw in with faith. Sink it to your breath. One more, tuck it in. And then this time extend out, bend the left knee, reach the right hand back, grab onto that left foot. Press the foot into the hand, open up the heart center, lift the back knee up. 1 breath in, exhale, slowly release. Right hand comes down. Step that left foot forward. Shuffle the right knee a little bit further back, allowing space for your hips to sink down to stretch the hips a little bit. Sweep the arms up, breathe in. Exhale, lower the hands, frame the left foot. Curl the right toes, lift the right knee up. We're gonna slowly lean forward, bring that right knee in towards the chest. Extend right leg forward. If you fall over, that's okay. Get back up. Come into our pistol squat or maybe sit onto the mat. Right hand comes behind the hips, just an inch. Drop the right foot out to the right side. Press through the left foot and the right hand come into wild thing. Keeping that right shoulder stacked over the right wrist. Left arm reaches all the way back, hips lift up. Slowly lift the left foot up. Nice and controlled, step that left foot back. And then now, rise up for crescent lunge. Breathe in. Exhale, open up for warrior two. Rotate those thighs outwards. Lift the arms up, straighten the left leg. Turn the left toes to face the right. Slowly fold forward. Left hand comes to center on the mat. Right arm reaches up, take a twist. You might even feel the abductors of the left leg stretching here. Feel your lower back stretch. Bend the right knee. We're going to lift the left leg up. Sweep it through. Sink the hips down. Both hands grab onto the thighs or maybe arms are out to the side. Roll the shoulder blades back. Chest up. Come to your variation of boat pose. And then now rock up and down 3 times. 3 and 2 and 1. Feet on the mat. Lift the hips up. Fold forward. Let's flow through one last time. Roll yourself up to standing. Sweep the arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. Long exhale. Fold it out. Let everything drop. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Lower your hands down. Step, hop, or jump back. Hinge forward. Flow through. Take cobra or up dog or meet us in downward facing dog. If you're already a bit sweaty, maybe you can just meet us in child's pose as well. Hold here for a moment. And then step your feet one step at a time to the middle of the mat. And then wiggle your feet out to the edge. Pointing your toes around 45 degrees out. Come down into yogi squat. Hands to heart center, elbows opening up the thighs. If you need to grab your pillow or the block, go ahead and do that and just sink your hips down. And maybe just close your eyes for a second. Relax your facial muscles as we start to cool down. Relax your jaw, the muscles between your eyebrows. And then slowly we're going to open out the right arm to the right side. Left arm reaches up, take a twist. Shoot the fingers up towards the sky. Maybe even take a bind. Wrap that right arm around the right leg. Left arm around the back. Lift that left shoulder up higher. Slowly release, come to the other side. Left arm sweeps out to the left side. Using the elbow to open up the left thigh. Right arm reaches up, take a twist. Shoot the fingers up towards the sky. Maybe even take a bind, wrapping that left arm around the leg. Right arm around the back. Lift the right shoulder. Lift the gaze. One breath in. Exhale, release. Very good. Slowly remove the block or the cushion if you're sitting on it. Then we're going to extend the left leg all the way back. Lower the left knee down. And we're just going to wiggle that right foot forward a little bit. Maybe even blade the right foot to the outside edge for lizard pose. We're just going to start to open up our hips a little bit more. And maybe this is enough for you. Find your edge. For some of you, you might want to come onto your forearms. Just take a moment here just to breathe. Breathe in hope. Exhale doubts. Breathe in faith. Exhale lies. Is there a lie that you've been holding on to that has taken away hope in your life? Let us be reminded of all the ones before us who held on to the hope of a Savior long, long time ago, long before Jesus came. Slowly come back up. I'm going to step the left foot forward, come back into that yogi squat, and then step the right foot back, lower the right knee down. Maybe blade the left foot to the outside edge. Staying here, find your edge, or maybe come onto your forearms. And just really rotating that left thigh out to the left side, feeling a nice hip opener here. Five more rounds of deep breath here. And just allowing the tension to release from the hips. And you might feel like you're trying to hold onto the tension. It's just an automatic way for our body to just tense up. But just let go, breathe into it. As you exhale, just sink a little deeper. Two more rounds of breath here. Expand the belly as you inhale. Feel the belly draw back towards the spine as you exhale. And then slowly coming back up. I'm going to bring that left knee back and we're going to come into our puppy pose. Just opening up the shoulders, the chest, and the front side of the body. Walk our hands forward. We're going to sink the chest down. Try to keep your hips as stacked over your knees as possible. Sometimes it's a bit hard to see if you don't have a mirror, but just have a quick glance. And then maybe just rest your forehead onto the mat, or maybe your chin onto the mat. If it's feeling a little bit tight and you're struggling to even get your forehead onto the mat, maybe grab the block and just place it in front of you and just rest your forehead onto the block. And then slowly coming up. Very good. All right. Remove the block if you have been using it. We're going to sweep our legs forward and come into our final resting pose. Whatever that might look like for you. So for myself, I prefer to just lie down on the mat, extending our legs all the way forward and just letting our arms rest out to the side. I want you to slowly find your breath once again. Just that natural breath. Don't have to try to control it. You start to notice the natural rise of your belly and how your belly draws back towards the spine very naturally as you exhale. Like a balloon, when you inhale, it just fills up the belly. And as you exhale, like a balloon, it just deflates. And start to just relax your facial muscle once again. Muscles between your eyebrows, your jaw. Just let your fingers slowly curl in as we enter into meditation. Stay here as I guide us in a bit of meditation. It's amazing when we read the scriptures and see how God unfolds his plan. Throughout history, he sent prophets over time to show us, or show the people, a glimpse of his ultimate plan of salvation. And people kept holding on to that hope long before it even happened. They held on to the hope of a promise that was promised over their nation. And his goodness continues to reveal. I'm going to read today's verse one more time before we finish. Isaiah 53, verse 5, it says, "But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed." Just hold on to that. Take a bit longer on your mat here. Whatever final resting pose you're in, just stay there for a few more breaths. find yourself distracted, keep coming back to your breath. Slowly wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, maybe crack open your eyes. And if you're lying down, just come to seated position. Slowly sweep your arms overhead, take a deep breath in, lift your gaze, full of gratitude, full of hope, because we serve a good, good God. Long exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today. Hope you have a blessed day. God bless.